There we go. We're live. You're live, Sarah.
Ooh, am I live?
It says live on my end. Hopefully you're
Oh,
live
live
on
on
your end.
YouTube. Hey. Let's turn it back on to recording. Sweet. Doesn't work on Facebook.
It says live on. Oh, yeah, you got to close that YouTube window down or mute.
Now I have to actually close YouTube. Okay.
This is fun learning new stuff, isn't it?
Well, it's I know. Hey, everyone who may or may not be watching. We've been trying for the last 13 minutes to get live on Facebook through Zoom, and it's not working. So screw it. We're going to go live on YouTube.
Which does seem to work, because when we originally tried this a couple of days ago on my channel, same issue. We're not, well, actually, we did connect to Facebook like you mentioned, but it would cut us off after maybe 30 seconds, if that.
Right. And today, like, I can't even get it to go live. It gets stuck in preparing.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, hey, everyone. I'm Sarah Gimetti. I am the owner of Pavaro Marketing, and I have Ryan Perry here with me, who is the owner of Simple Biz Support. Welcome, Ryan. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, definitely glad to be here. It's another exciting day in Rohnert Park, California, watching the cars in the background drive by.
And like I said earlier, way more traffic than I would expect, considering we are under mandatory shelter in place. That's a lot of people not sheltering in place.
Yeah, the freeway's been rolling. I was talking to a buddy who lives down in Cabo San Lucas yesterday, and he was quite surprised also at the number of cars that were going by, because he says all the tourists are gone, and it's absolutely, I was going to say dead, but maybe that's not the right word to use today.
Probably not, considering the U.S. just surpassed
desolate.
Everybody with the most cases.
Yeah, maybe desolate's a good word.
Yeah.
However, he said the beaches are clean, the water's clean, everything's clearing up. So he personally loves it.
I bet.
But they're starting to get cases down there in Cabo also, already confirmed.
Yeah, I'm not, it's everywhere. So yeah, I'm surprised at how, since we've been on shelter in place for, what, a week? A little over like 9 days now?
Something like that.
Patrick's Day, somewhere around there. I don't know.
Yeah.
As I said on my Facebook post, day 1,842.
It's going to be a lot of carbs, and everybody knows come December, there's going to be a lot of babies and potentially a lot of divorces. We'll see what happens.
No babies in this house.
Well, not specifically you.
Cool. So Ryan and I wanted to kind of resume we did live videos, a couple years ago, helping local business owners. And given the atmosphere right now, we know it's a rough time. A lot of business owners are unsure what to do, how to kind of keep limping along during this, ways to pivot their business and see if they can still bring in business or still get in front of people. And so we thought we'd do some lives a couple times a week. We did Tuesday at 1 o'clock on Ryan's channel, Thursdays at 4 on my channel, or 4-ish when technology isn't your friend.
Right.
And talk about ways that we can support each other, help business owners kind of navigate this environment, and because it's not going to let up anytime soon, and help you come up with ideas and brainstorms for pivoting your business in creative ways. It's a great opportunity to innovate in your business right now. And so if we can help you facilitate that in any way, awesome. We're just here to help and help our community survive yet another disaster.
It's been a little tough for Sonoma County the last couple of years.
It has. We had, I think 2018 was an off year, but between 17, a fire in 17, fire in 19, flood in 19, and now a pandemic in 20. It's been a rough few years, and we've persevered, and I'm sure we can now. It's just going to take a little creativity this time around.
I pulled up the thing in case people leave comments. I thought it might be smart to have the YouTube up.
Good idea.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Since you have two monitors, and I only have one in this setup.
Yeah. All good. I was thinking, as far as specifically, since this is your channel and people haven't seen my channel, we should talk about some things that people can do as far as spring cleaning, websites, reviewing marketing material. What can you do on social media? We were talking how affordable ads are these days on social media. And so if you're having to move the dynamics of your business around, as an example, if you're a restaurant and you're only doing takeout, this is a great opportunity to even just let your neighborhood know that, hey, we're open, and this is what we're doing.
Right. I have a perfect example of that. I am in, for those of you that may be watching who are not in Northern California, I'm in a small town about 30 miles north of Santa Rosa, which is a little over an hour north of San Francisco. And so our restaurant choices are fairly limited. And one of my favorite restaurants in town, they're doing takeout only, and they're doing kind of a different menu every day based on what food they have, what suppliers are giving them. And almost every day, I see their menu long after they're closed for that day. And that's the first time I'm served there. And I follow their page. Like, I like their page. I follow their page. And it doesn't show up in their posts don't show up in my news feed until 10, 11 o'clock at night, midnight. And at that point, it's too late. And so if I could get one thing out to local business owners, is Facebook ads right now, especially locally, are really cheap. I've seen, for clients where we're still running ads, we've seen cost per acquisition, cost per clicks decrease dramatically. And it's a great way, even if you just spend $5 or $10 for the day and boost it to just a radius around your business, 5-10 miles, because everybody, or not everybody, but nearly everybody, is at home, bored to death, surfing Facebook. It's just a reality. We're all on there just because we have nothing. We have nothing to do.
I have a friend who's never on Facebook, and she's been like a serial poster the last couple of days. It's been like,
yeah,
what is going on here? And she's working.
Yeah, and
like,
you have.
How is that possible? You're going to work and yet you're on Facebook. She goes, well, it's really slow.
Right. People who are going to work don't have the same workload that they've had before. And with it being really slow, and people who have downtime, like, I'm still working because my job is digital marketing. Ryan's sitting in his office. We still have work to do, but you still end up finding yourself with a lot of extra time on social media because we can't have the social interaction in person. And so people are leaning on Facebook for at least some level of social interaction with their friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
You have this captive audience who's just sitting there all day long, and way more often than they normally would be, and earlier in the day than they normally would be also. So if you're posting at 9-10 o'clock in the morning about your menu for dinner, throw $5 or $10 against it on Facebook ads, and do very minimal targeting. Do a radius around your location, 5 or 10 miles, depending on the size of your city. Maybe gender, depending on, if you're a restaurant, don't do gender at all. Just do the radius and maybe the age. You might not want to target 13-year-olds or 18-year-olds. Maybe bump it up to 25. Depends on who your target market typically is for your meals. And that's about it. And just blanket it out to the entire community, because the number one message people have right now is support your local businesses.
Yeah. Especially in Sonoma County, because we've always been so much about local business anyway. I think it's a really unique and one of the reasons why people love to be here in Sonoma County. As far as targeting goes, though, it sounds like you were getting some menu ads, food, restaurant ads at like 10 o'clock at night. And apparently you're not hungry for whatever reason at 10 o'clock at night when the restaurant's closed. So you're able to pick hours also, I'm assuming, when you do targeting?
If you just do a boosted post, not really, you're more limited.
Okay.
I recommend, if you have any knowledge of Facebook's ads platform, is to go into the ads manager and create an ad from there. Because you have a lot more flexibility on what you can and cannot do. A great example of this is my own husband, who owns an IT company, and typically I'm running the ads, and he posted something on his page and he jumped the gun and boosted it, and it was missing some components that we needed in there for the ad, and I had to go in and recreate the whole thing. So if you have any familiarity with Facebook ads, do it from inside the ad platform, because you have a lot more options for like, especially if you want to run a messaging campaign to have people message you with questions, you have a lot more functionality starting from inside the app platform. But if you have zero knowledge, just boost the post and just do location targeting. You can't really do time in there. But if you're just doing $10 for the day and you start at 10 a.m., even if you're still kind of serving people from 10 to midnight, that's not the end of the world, because you've picked up a lot of people during the prime hours when it really mattered.
Sure. Yeah. All right. So businesses, run some Facebook ads, couple of dollars, because your ad dollars are going to go much farther than they were before, it sounds like.
Yeah, one of my clients, they're a water company. I used to see between $2 and $3 a click, sometimes up to $4 a click. And I'm seeing it clicks for less than $1 now. And
wow. Which is kind of nice, because you could essentially have your budget. So if you're having to go, look, budget wise, I don't have a lot of money to spend. Even if you halved your budget, cut it in half, you would essentially get the same visibility that you would have gotten a month ago.
Right.
So this is a great opportunity to take some dollars. And we were talking the other day too about Post and Kellogg, and I forget which one did which.
So I do remember that in the original recession in the 20s, Post and Kellogg, they both packaged cereal was brand new in that era, and Post got a little worried and they stopped all their marketing and they paused everything and brought it back in. And Kellogg doubled down and they added to their marketing budget, and they have continued to dominate the market since then because they continue to do their marketing. And so it's always painful to see small businesses completely stop their marketing when things slow down, because it's not going to be slow forever. And digital marketing, some pieces of it can get some instantaneous results, but in reality, nothing marketing is instantaneous. It all takes time. And especially like with my clients, I focus on a lot of organic measures and methods, that it takes time for that momentum to move. And when you just stop, like all that momentum just stops and you end up starting all over again from scratch. So even if you have to minimize your marketing budget, which we completely understand that that's a possibility, don't stop completely. Like at least keep some of the momentum or the most important momentum going. Things like organic SEO, content creation, things that like are moving the needle a little bit. But for local businesses, a Facebook ad, $5 a day. I mean, if you did $5 a day every single day, it's $150. And if you're doing it yourself, there's no ad costs, management fees on top of that. And, maybe you don't need to do it every single day. Maybe the restaurants aren't serving foods every single day. They're only doing 3 or 4 days a week. Then you don't need to spend money every single day.
Right.
So be creative about it, but get the message out to your community, because they do really want to support you and help you try and stay in business during this time.
Yeah, definitely. And the other thing, I mentioned this to you off camera. I had a friend who posted on Facebook who actually lives in Texas. And so she was going to go to a training that was going to be live in person. Of course, it got canceled. And so she ended up sending an invite out to all of her friends, because the company that was doing the training or is doing the training just simply went online anyhow. So there's some great opportunities here for marketing in different ways. So maybe you've thought about going online and using video as an example, going live on Facebook or YouTube or whatever it is. Now's a great opportunity to step outside. And, I'm imagining this company in Texas, they're only expecting people locally. And now they have a potential of opening up to the United States, the world, if they want to. So, there's great opportunities here to kind of break old patterns,
right,
and create new patterns that are actually going to make you stronger and healthier down the road.
And now's the perfect time to be revolutionary and think outside the box. And it doesn't need to be just events. I just saw today, a friend of mine posted that her favorite yoga instructor is doing online classes. Like, maybe you don't charge full price because it's not in person, you're not paying, but or that particular instructor was doing a sliding scale rate for people who want to join in. You can do something like this, a Zoom video, and have a scheduled time, and everybody, they have it. The people who typically do yoga have a yoga mat at their house. I have yoga mats,
Right.
and you may not have all the tools, so you just create the course to be for not if I know there are some yoga classes that use extra tools like foam pads and
Right,
blocks
but
and whatever.
you could do
Just
something versus nothing,
yeah,
essentially.
you can just do it based on the fact that people have nothing. Same with physical train or personal trainers.
Yeah.
Do a live training session where it's all body weight training activities that people can do at their home, and assuming they have zero equipment.
Right. Yeah,
Maybe,
or
or
even
maybe
if
do a
you,
separate one to be like, hey, you got a pair of dumbbells? Okay, this is class is all about how to use the dumbbells for a full body workout. Like, think outside the box and create classes.
yeah, I know one of the trainers, I don't work with him personally, but he goes, it's at PowerFit where I work out. He goes, as soon as they had the stay in place thing,
Mm-hmm.
he already had some videos created that he was going to do for a training program that he hadn't launched yet. And he repackaged them, did an Instagram thing, and said, sign up and I'll send you these videos for free.
Yeah.
And essentially it's an at-home workout. He grew his list by like 10 or 15% through that one Instagram story. And that list, of course, he can sell to that list later on
Forever.
down the road.
Yeah. And he's built goodwill with the people on the list,
Mm-hmm.
because he's giving them something for free or reduced cost, give them a coupon. Like, you're building goodwill by, help people by actually helping them build that goodwill, and it'll come back to you when all of this settles down and comes to a close, because it will be. We're not going to be in shelter in place forever. The economy is not going to be at a standstill forever. But also, if you decide to do, that personal trainer already had videos created. But if you decide to do live classes on, say, Zoom, you can record the course,
Right.
and then use it again to resell it later, or have it as kind of like an evergreen product that you sell because you've been wanting to go online but couldn't really figure out how to do it. Just do it down and dirty right now. You can fix it later.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a great way to, even if you don't sell it for a ton of money, it's something to save and put and add into it and create a whole class, or eventually you can build around it, clean it up, re-record it later. But it's a great way to maybe bring in some income.
Yeah, definitely. And you've got your free, it's a local check, or I forget exactly what it is. I apologize.
Yeah, it's a free local SEO audit. And so it looks at, it's focused more on local businesses. And so it looks at your Google My Business listing, what keywords you kind of come up at, so you can kind of sense how you're ranking, where it's at now, how your directory listings are.
Mm-hmm.
That's one component that a lot of people miss when they're doing local marketing, is when it's really for Google Maps. When people are searching for a local business and Google Maps serves it up, Google checks your information across a bunch of different directory listings to
Mm-hmm.
check to see if the information is accurate, because Google doesn't want to be wrong. And so this report will also tell you.
I don't think Google trusts us as business owners. There's too many spammers out there.
They don't. Well, there's spammers in Google Maps, but they also don't trust that we update our URL or our hours or our business information, and so Google wants a spot check in a bunch of different places to see if the information matches up before they serve you up as part of the search results. And this report will show you, how your business shows up on places like, Facebook, Yelp, Yellow Pages, Apple Maps, Google Maps, a long list of directory places. And you'd be really surprised at how wrong your information is and in how many places.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's just a free audit that someone can run, and it gives you something to work on right now.
Yeah, because it's great. While you have extra time between eating ding dongs and carbs, bread, pasta,
Cookies,
ice cream,
brownies.
All that good stuff. Netflixing.
Mhm.
I may have just created a new term there. People who watch Netflix all day are Netflixing.
What are they flexing?
I got to coin that term somehow. But it's a great time to do some spring cleaning. So check your listings, check your website. When's the last time you looked at your website? I've been paying a closer attention to mine. I made some adjustments today, as a matter of fact.
I have a client that the contractor and their website is 100% wrong. 100%. But they've been
But-
so busy. Like we have a new website in process for him, but he's been so busy with the fire rebuilds and everything that it hasn't been a priority, but now
Right.
now
That's
it
a little
needs to be a
extra
priority.
time.
So yeah, so take a look at the content on your website. When's the last time you updated it? I know when I did a refresh, I think a year ago, and I made a lot of changes on my website because you don't realize, how much your business shifts even in just the course of a year. So it's
Right.
a great time to look at that and just see what you can add, remove, tweak. But also make sure you put on your website any changes to your business right now. Are your restaurant that's gone to delivery and takeout only? Make sure that's prominent. Are you a local business that you can still work virtually? My husband owns an IT company. He can still do remote login and help people with their computers without seeing them. So making sure that information is prominent. So make sure you're getting the information on your website in case people go there to look at it to see, what's going on.
Right. Definitely. The other thing I want to share with people is some really old technology. I have a whole box back when you could actually order stuff on Amazon and they would deliver in a couple days.
Now it's like a week.
I've heard it's a month now.
It depends. I ordered eye drops because I can only get them from Amazon.
They're
I think
essentials.
they're
Whatever is
showing
considered
up.
essential is being delivered still.
Yeah, eye drops and cat food. But it's still like close to a week.
Yeah. Old school thank you cards, reaching out
Yeah.
to people. How are you doing? Checking in. Just creating some goodwill is a great way of doing that. This is like a box of 100 or 200, 100 of them. But they have smaller ones you can get at Target these days, who's ever open locally. Hopefully, I haven't checked the card department. Hopefully the sympathy cards are still well stocked. I don't know.
That's terrible. I had heard on another suggestion that was really great that I thought was a great idea for those of us who are service businesses that we put out proposals and they maybe for some reason that it didn't come to fruition, is reach out to past prospects from the last year or so and just reach out with them, possibly with a solution for their industry or something to help them out, to be like, hey, I just want to check in, see how things are going. If your industry is blah blah blah, I thought you might like this suggestion, this tip, and it could possibly bring them back around into your business. And even if they don't buy now, it goes back to that building goodwill and helping people, so that when all of this comes to an end, that potentially they come back around and do business with you.
Yeah, definitely. Can we talk about my favorite thing?
Oh, your cell phone? Absolutely.
I love my cell phone. Actually, I like my camera. But video marketing, folks, if you haven't considered video marketing and you're starting to use Zoom, while you're using Zoom, you're going to become more comfortable and familiar being in front of the camera. So if you've been resistant to creating videos, not only to market your business, anybody, well, let's not go there, but video is a very powerful tool and it's free. So if you're truly on a budget, you don't have any money, video on your smartphone, if you have a DSLR, which is what I'm shooting on here, you can make some really educational videos, not sales videos. You don't want to go online and sell, but educate people, help people out through this difficult time that we're having to deal with. And you're going to create goodwill because these videos, you get a sense of who I am and the fact that hopefully you notice I have a little bit of personality. I'm not as dry as toast. You get an idea of who Sarah is as a person through these conversations, and video is a really powerful way of doing that. And you can do everything. I mean, you can edit videos on the phone, you can upload videos on the phone. They've got all kinds of tools and resources. So, try some video. And if the whole thing of like, oh, I don't want to edit a video, blah, 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 That's why live is so wonderful. You don't have to do anything. You push a button, you go live, you talk in front of the camera. When you're done, you hit a button, it stops. That's it.
Yeah, it's already
So
there. Nothing you
simple.
can do about it.
Yeah, it's so simple.
But I was just talking to a friend of mine who's a school teacher, and they're going to virtual classes and stuff in about a week.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a tip I give a lot of our clients, and I'm sure you do too, is for those of you who are not comfortable with video, is schedule to record a bunch of in one at can't even talk.
Yeah. What
Schedule
is
a
this
bunch
about
all
being
at
comfortable
once.
on video, Sarah?
I am now usually, but I do, because I'm one that it takes a bit for me to get warmed up to want to do it. And I also talk fast. And so I will kind of like stumble over my words. But I find whenever I'm doing videos is the first one's always the hardest. And then each subsequent one, like each one after that is a little bit easier. And so just schedule to record a bunch all at the same time. And that way you're not feeling like you have to do it every day, day after day after day. You kind of get a little bit of a backlog and you can just post them every day, but you're not having to record them. It makes it a little bit easier to get in the groove of doing videos.
Yep,
And
definitely.
especially right now, though, you can just have fun with it. You said the education, do how-to videos, show people how to do things that are in your industry, even if they're never gonna, people are dying for content because they're binge watching everything. So even if they're never gonna do like an auto mechanic, show them how to do an oil change.
Right.
Doesn't mean they're all going to do it themselves, but they might sit and watch it, be like, oh, that's why it costs that much. Like, oh, it's, show them how to do something that is complicated and walk them through how to do it. You never know what's going to come from it. And it just gives you something to do.
Right. The other thing, and I don't think this is used very often, but actually incorporating video in email is a great way. So this is something I do, especially with prospects. Whenever I talk to somebody for the first time, I will come back to the office and I will shoot a quick video, maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, depending on the conversation, but just it was a pleasure to meet you, and just kind of recap the conversation of what they're looking for. And then I'll be following up with a proposal or whatever the next step is. And then I'll upload that video to YouTube. And while you cannot embed videos directly into an email, you can put a picture with a link so that it looks like the video in the email. When they click on it, it opens up the YouTube page. There are plenty of tutorials out there. If you're interested in doing that, feel free to Google or YouTube how to embed video in an email. But it's a really nice way to separate yourself from your competition, because when is the last time somebody's done that for you?
Right. And the theme of all this really is think outside the box on how you can re-engage your audience and your customers and your community in a creative way that keeps you front of mind to them, and bringing them back into your sphere and your world, even if it's not for right now, or build the goodwill so that when all this ends, you're front of mind for them. Because if you stop marketing completely, it's kind of like if you stop telling them you're in business, they're going to forget you're in business and you're not going to be in business anymore.
Right. Yeah, definitely. What else you got, if anything?
So let's see. Let's recap. Run Facebook ads. Even if they're the most basic Facebook ads, $5 a day, just get the word out to your local community about whatever you've got going on. Or I would say $5 per important post, or Facebook post that matters. One we kind of skipped. Oh, I think we covered cross promote.
Oh, I don't think we really covered that too much.
All right. Well, let's go into that then. Let's cross promote other local businesses that you like and you trust and you frequent. Actively go out to their Facebook page or their Instagram posts and share it to your audience, to your community, whether it's on your own business pages or your personal profile. Share what other businesses are doing, help them. And if you're friends with them, ask them to help you and do the same thing, cross promote each other. Like now is the time for us to lean on each other and help each other. So cross promote each other.
And through Facebook Live or YouTube Live, you can do it 6 feet away.
You can what?
You can do it more than 6 feet away.
Yeah, yeah. Ryan and I are about 45 miles apart right now.
Yeah.
So we're definitely social distancing to the extreme. And you can still interact with people. So
Yeah.
so run the Facebook ads, throw $5 on important posts to get the word out to your community. Number two, cross promote each other's social media posts and information and announcements. Number three, video, video. Do either record video and upload it to Facebook and or YouTube, or go live and do live video on Facebook and or YouTube. Have fun with it. Talk about whatever you want really at this point, just to get in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
What else did we talk about? Video in emails.
Check your website, spring cleaning,
Check spring cleaning on your
local
website. Check your
listings.
website content. Make sure that is all up to date and accurate. Take a look at your marketing budget. See if you can spring clean that, or if you, or not your budget, but your plan. And if you didn't have a plan for
You
2020,
got to clean everything these days, man. Sanitize the crap out of everything, even your marketing budget. I don't
take a
blame you.
look at your marketing plan. And if you don't have one, now's a great opportunity to create a 2020 marketing plan for the final 3/4 of the year.
Yeah. Yes, because it's going to be interesting. If we go another 2 months, potentially, I know Trump wants to unlock by Easter.
It's not going to
I
happen.
don't see that happening, but even if we go another month or so, by the time we get rocking and rolling, it's really important that you have some systems in place.
Yeah.
And that, like you were saying, Sarah, that momentum that you've already created, don't let it drop all the way, keep it going to whatever degree you can.
Right. And if you're not sure what would be the most important thing to keep going, to keep that momentum, reach out to Ryan or I know I'm happy to do a complimentary phone call. Like, I'm not going to charge you, and help you brainstorm on what you need to do now and through this shelter in place and the closures, so that you don't completely disappear off the face of the earth to your customers, and so you're ready to hit the ground running when this ends. So, don't hesitate to reach out to one of us, and having another brain on it is always really helpful, having someone to strategize with.
Yeah, especially when that other brain is not emotionally attached to your product. So
Yeah.
it gives some clarity to a lot of things, and just is very, very helpful in general. I remember when before this, I had a different business, manufacturing business, sales and service. And so I was on the other end. I was the business owner who brought in the marketing consultant, and I'm telling them and they're like, Ryan, no, you're thinking like a business owner. Stop doing that. It's not about you. It's not about your business. It's about what you can do.
Yep.
So it's really been an interesting shift over the last 11 years that I've had Simple Biz now, and that a lot of business owners are still trying to kind of trapped in that, and they don't fully understand what their audience member needs, simply because of the lens that they're looking through as a business owner. Their personal needs are generally very different than their client needs. And that's where having somebody like Sarah or myself, or, there's plenty of smart people out there, but just kind of shifting the way that lens is viewed, so you can really understand what it is that your clients need and communicate it to them properly.
Right. And just, we're exposed to so many different industries that we could have a really creative solution for you right now that you're not seeing, because you're so used to being inside your business and, business as usual. And maybe your industry tends to be a little less technologically advanced, that it's not something that's obvious to you that maybe is obvious to one of us.
Right. Yeah. All right. Perfect.
Cool.
Anything else?
I think that covers it for today. I hope if you guys watch this, I hope you find this useful, beneficial. At least it gives you some ideas of things that you can do for your business right now, instead of just sitting on the couch and net flexing, as Ryan likes to say.
Net flexing. I got to make a meme. Can you make a meme of that?
I probably could. Net flexing and chill.
Yeah,
do a workout and then drink your wine.
All right, Sarah. I appreciate you inviting me.
Yeah, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Always fun to do live video with you. And I'll put a link below on YouTube for a link to the free report. So you can just run that yourself. It just emails you a PDF of a report. There's no strings attached whatsoever. And it gives you just kind of something maybe to work off of for your marketing.
I might have to do that myself.
Yeah, feel free. It gives you some interesting information.
Yeah.
So perfect. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. And if you liked this and you want more of Ryan and I, I'll put a link to his channel as well. We might still try Facebook Live next week, but we're not having much luck with it.
Yeah.
But we'll get together again Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard. Daylight time. We're daylight now.
Yeah. Pacific time.
Pacific Daylight Time, 1 p.m. on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, everyone. Stay sane. Bye.